bs.login.shaip.com/login. So once you enter this URL in the URL bar, this page will get open. So automatically here it is giving me my mail ID and password, as I'm a regular user and I keep on working on the files. So but for the new users, there is a process of creating an account of the transcription tool. So first the respective vendor will share the user details to us, and the backend team will create login credentials for individual users. Once the account is created, login credentials are created, and the user will receive the mail to activate the platform, the tool. And once they have activated the tool, the link, they can log in by using the mail ID and the password. So similarly, my confidential, obviously I'm not going to tell it. So I have to click on submit options. Once I've clicked on submit option, it will take me to the first page of the transcription tool, that is shape transcription tool. So here I'm getting the two options. One is controller, second is transcribes. So for controller, this will be a vendor's perspective option, or maybe the shape employees, those are going to assign the file to the vendors, they can use the controller tool. And but for transcribe is an option for the users where they can click on this option and they can start transcribing the audio files which has been assigned to them. So let's move to the transcribe options. Once you click on the transcribe options, it will take you to the main page of the transcription, where I'm getting the majorly three options. One is new file, second is draft, third is completed. So in new files, you can check number is given 2. So basically this number represents the number of files assigned to a particular user. So this is my login ID. I have logged into the transcription tool. So two files have been assigned to me. One is this SME 16 kilohertz, and one is Indian English 16 kilohertz. And here the duration of the file is given, and this pencil marks is basically to start the transcription. So if you want to start the transcription, we have to click on this pencil marks. Second option is draft. There is a one file, and in draft section you will find those files which are partially completed, or not. Once the user have opened that file but didn't even started the work, automatically that file will move to a draft sections. So in a simple language, we can consider it all the partially completed files without submitting, it will be kept in the draft sections. And completed, you can see all the files which we have completed from our end as a user and submitted and sent for the next quality level, or this CQA level, or to the client, will reflect in the completed sections. So moving ahead back to the new file sections. So here I'm getting the two files, and apart from that, we have this. These are the options wherein I can find the user guide, a manual guide for this, how to use the platform and everything. This will be shown here in this content. And similarly, you can have the user guideline for different second option, which is a latest version of 2.0 PDF version. So first one was 1.0 and second one is 2.0. That's an updated one. So you can open it from here. Next option is a guideline. So guidelines, all the transcription guidelines are available here in different languages like Hindi, Telugu, English, Polish, Singaporean, and all that, right? Next option is like query. So this particular option is widely used in majority cases, wherein if a transcriber is facing some technical issues, he's not able to transcribe or getting some error while submitting the file. So in those cases, what user can do, user can take a screenshot of that error, whatever he is getting. He can put the message over here, whatever message he is getting while submitting or while transcribing. You can enter the message and attach the screenshot over here, and you can simply click on submit option. So for an example, see, I have just for an example. So this is my error. For an example, and submit. So I have entered I've attached the screenshot over here, and then I click on send button. It will automatically go to the technical team and they will check and resolve the issues, whatever the transcribers are facing. Till the time the problem gets resolved, that file will automatically move to the draft sections, and without wasting up even a single minute, if those such cases appears, then you can put that file into the draft after raising the query, and you can start with the new files. So it will help you to give your productivity and increase your efficiency and productivity both, basically, right? So third option is a home option. If you'll click on the home option, it will take us to the back, like the front page, wherein I was getting two options of controller and transcribe. So this is the second page. Now, as discussed, that we are going to start the transcription process over here. So before we start the transcription process, let's understand the guideline once again. So here's the transcription guidelines. And transcription guideline says that each and every character has to be used in a specific manner. So for an example, characters and spatial symbols. So don't use numbers. The first point is that we are not going to use the numbers. Special symbols like dollar, plus, at the rate to transcribe spoken words. Like for an example, I have like $0. So this, the audio says, this is just an example how it, they have given an example. So for an example, audio says that I have like $0 or $0. So it should not be transcribed in this form. That numbers and symbols should not be used. It should be transcribed like in this form. This is the perfect way to transcribe this kind of sentences. Like transcription should all include only upper and lowercase letters, apostrophes, commas, exclamation marks, hyphens, periods, question marks, spaces, and limited set of special marks of symbols. Right. This is for character and special symbols. It was great slash weird. It was great slash weird. So slash will only come if that word is being used, right? So 6 plus 2, 6 plus 6 is equal to 12. 6 plus 6 equals 12. So this is how we are going to transcribe. For an example, if I talk about the email ID, so my mail is i-ruby@gmail.com. So it will be, my email is I dash. So this hyphen is been taken considered as dash, and I dash ruby at the rate gmail.com. Below is the set of special markup symbols used in transcription. So there are some more, like greater than, smaller than. These are basically known as angle brackets. So around opening and closing of tags. Colon in conjunction with angle brackets, slash or non-target language. Example: language, foreign, opening and closing. Double parenthesis around unintelligible speech or a word. Any word or any sentence where you find a lot of problem in understanding, the voice is not clear, might be the word is pronounced in such manner that I'm not able to understand. In that case, you can put a double parenthesis and go ahead. So this can be used. Hashtag in front of all the filler words. Filler words, will discuss what are the filler words and all that. So hash, slash sign, square brackets around non-speech tags like music, tilde to indicate the truncated speech, like halfly spoken words. Spelling and grammars will need to take care as per the guidelines. Transcribe dialectal pronunciation using the spelling of the standard forms useless unless such dialectal pronunciations are codified in an accepted written version of the dialect. Is all well and good, darling? It's all well and good, darling. So this is the proper way to transcribe this particular sentence. So you need to understand. This is just an English examples given. I know that the particular project has totally Indian regional languages, but just to understand the transcription process, we are taking help of this particular sentences, right? So let's move back to the audio file. So what I'll do is I'll click on this file. As I've told you that clicking on plus sign will take us to the transcription page. So here we are. So just a moment. So before we start the transcription, so this is a play option wherein I'll simply click on the, so it has started, and the duration will reflect here. Here is the like seconds, milliseconds options are given, and here the guidelines as it is. One option is added over here, which is the speakers. Like for an example, there are 2 or 3 speakers. So similarly for speaker 1, we have to update the details, like speaker 1 is a male, like gender is male, nativity from where he belongs to, and speaker 2 is a female for an example, or a male itself, no issues. So accordingly we'll have to update the speaker details in the transcriptions. Now moving ahead, this is a very important part of the project, because for this platform actually, because shortcut list, for this shortcut list, once you click on this, it will open all the shortcut options which can be used in this particular platform, like control plus shift plus this greater than sign, increase speed, smaller than sign, decrease speed, Control plus Alt plus Z, reset speed, F2 play or pause audio, F3 backward audio. So all these are the shortcuts which can be used in this particular platform to work, because this will help your productivity to be increased, right? So here we can click on play option. This is a role of a individual user. For an example, if it is written here QA, that means that user has to go for the quality analyst, and if it is written TR, that means I'm going to transcribe. I'm a transcriber, so I'm going to transcribe the file. And in page 1 or 2, so for an example, if a file is more than like 5 minutes, 7 minutes, or maybe 10 minutes, depends. So might be multiple pages of the file has to be transcribed, and the file domain is debate, speech and talks. So what we have to do, how we are going to transcribe it. So for an example, so if you see the tag, it is given noise. So we were talking about this. First we'll discuss this part first. So here it is noise, because once you play the sound, so only the sound is coming and nothing else. So only the sound is coming. So for an example, it is noise and I have to change it to some other. What are options that I'm going to get here? Music is there, overlap. So how we can change these options? You can simply press the shift button along with the arrow key, left and right arrow. So for an example, if I'm pressing the left arrow along with shift key, so babble is coming, speech, noise, music, so whatever. So what I'll do is I'll change it accordingly. I'll again play this audio. So basically what is happening here, we are getting a background noise, so I'll put it as a noise. Just a moment. And no speech is there, so I'll just leave it. And second is, like for an example, if it is a speech.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice message. Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice message.
So your call has been forwarded to an automated voicemail. So it is already given. So what we'll do is we'll just write down it again. Your call has been automatic voicemail. So this is done. So for an example, if you want to use the filler sign, so simply you can put the number 2. Press number 2 for, and the filler sign are like so based on the languages it may differ. So as per the guideline, you might be getting a different filler words for different languages. So for an example, this could be a sentence. Your call has been forwarded to the automatic voicemail. So you can use filler sign. So for an example, if you press number 1, so you will be getting a number of different options, like in square brackets, no speech. If a background speech is coming, and along with background speech, if a person speaking, like your call has been forwarded to the automatic voicemail, you can simply select the background speech. You can have the double parenthesis, beep, sound, lip, smack, breath, cough. Your call has been forwarded to the automatic voicemail. So this way we are going to transcribe it. So this is how we are going to do it actually, right? So this is one way of doing it. Let's get back to the this transcription guideline. So for the mispronounced words like representative and representative, it's simple. So it totally depends on the audio file. So whatever has been spoken in the audio file, accordingly you have to transcribe it. So going ahead in the transcription, so capitalization is something very important. I want to visit Oregon. So I want to visit Oregon. I work at NASA. So I work at NASA. I'm going to Mexico on Thursday. I'm going to Mexico on Thursday. It's simple. It should be like transcribed in similar form. Especially for abbreviations, if we see he's 6 feet 2 inches. So he's 6 feet 2. Talk to Dr. Smith immediately. Talk to Dr. Smith immediately. I live in Cambridge, Mass. I live in Cambridge, Mass. Billie Jean King went to Cal State. Billie Jean King went to the Cal State. The titles Mrs., Miss, Mr., MX that prefix a person's name are considered words in their own right, not abbreviations. So when you use titles and transcribe them as MS, MRS, MR or MX. Mr. Smith, this way please. Mr. Smith, this way please. So it should be transcribed in this form only. So contraction. So let's see about the contraction. Standard contractions must be transcribed as they are pronounced. Example isn't where, why, all. Transcribe the following contraction as a single word. Gimme, gonna, gotta, lemmy, wanna, watcha, kinda. So these are the smallest words. Like when we, as an sorry, when we speak to the people, like, give me that pen. I'm gonna do that. I got that. Let me check. So these kind of words which we are going to see the contraction. So similarly, we'll goes for the spoken letters, transcribe individual spoken letters as a capital letters separated by a space. My name is John, John. So my name is John, my name is John, John. So we'll see some examples of writing the names. Like for an example, I'm just considering and taking consideration in this file particular. So this will help us to just work on this file and to understand the transcription process. So for an example, my name is John, John. Right. So this way we can transcribe the statements. So similarly, all the numbers has to be written as a 5, 5th, 11th percent. So numbers should not be used. It should be in the alphabetical form. So this is how we are going to transcribe the entire audio files. Like periods, when to use the periods, question marks and everything. So basically a grammatical portion of the guideline is given here, so we can understand and we can do it. So once it is done, so for an example, once it is done, the last step is, once your transcription is completed, so what you have to do is you have to click on the send option. It will ask you to send to QA or send to BB. So basically your role is for the transcriptions. Once you complete the transcription, it will directly, you'll have to send the file to the QA. So you can select the send to QA and send. So this is how you can complete the transcription process. Now apart from that, let's get back to the guideline part, wherein as per the languages I was talking about the this filler words as per the language. So Tamil filler words are here. You can see all these filler words are Tamil, all these filler words are Kannada, Malayalam, Bengali, Gujarati, Marathi, Assamese, Odia, Punjabi, and Telugu. So all these fillers are given. So you just have to enter the filler words in similar format. So for an example, if I have to enter the filler word over here, so I'll just simply press the 2. So based on the language, as of now we are working on the English file. That's the reason we are getting the English filler word. So for an example, if I would be working on the Gujarati file, so I would be getting, after pressing 2, I would be getting a Gujarati filler words. So this way you can use the filler words wherever it is required. This is how we are going to do the transcription. So for an example, in case of any doubt, please get in touch with us. Thank you very much.